only aliphatic primary amines. This is very important point. Till now we have prepared 5 preparation methods. 5 methods to get amines. First one is reduction of nitro compounds. Second one is Hoffman's ammonolysis process. Third one is the reduction of nitriles, and fourth one is a reduction of amides, and fifth one is Gabriel thalamide synthesis process. Right. Next, one more preparation, which is one of the important preparation method, is like this. Sixth one. Important one. Hoffman's bromamide degradation method or process. Hoffman's bromamide degradation process. Already previously I have used a Hoffman ammonolysis process. That process is different, this process is different. Both are entirely different to each other. It is Hoffman's bromamide degradation process. Here we are using the word degradation. Why we are using the word degradation? What is the meaning of degradation? Everything will learn clearly in this process. Right. In this method, we'll take a amide. That is which amide? It may be aliphatic amide or aromatic amide, means any amide. It may be aliphatic amide or aromatic amide, doesn't matter. Then we have to use amide as main reactant. First I will give you general equation. RCONH2. Hoffman's bromamide degradation. We are reacting with the bromine in the presence of NaOH or KOH, doesn't matter. We are heating. Then during the reaction, what happened? RCONH2 is changed as RNH2 plus 2NaBr plus sodium carbonate plus 2H2 is obtained. This is just a reaction of Hoffman's bromamide degradation. I'll repeat. It is amide. Amide it is. This amide is converted to amine. That to primary amine, you can say easily. Primary amine. Then when amide is reacted with the bromine with the sodium hydroxide, then we will get corresponding amine and sodium bromide as well as the sodium carbonate. Water is obtained as a byproduct. We'll do one thing. We'll write one example. Instead of R, we'll take CH3, CONH2, acetamide or ethanamide, already known to you, reacts with the bromine, sodium hydroxide, heated, then a CH3, NH2 plus NaBr, sodium carbonate as well as water. Now we'll get answer. Which answer means why it is called degradation? Why will we call it as degradation? Degradation is nothing but decreasing in the carbon chain. Decreasing in the carbon number is called as a degradation process. Then see here, as a reactant, how many carbons are present? We will have 2 carbons. Then after formation of the product, or after in product, if you observe, we will have only 1 carbon. In reactant, we will have 2 carbons, but in product, we will have only 1 carbon. Means the number of carbon atoms are decreasing. This phenomenon only called as degradation process. This is only called as degradation process, right? Or you can take, it is aliphatic amide. We can take aromatic amide also, doesn't matter. Second example, benzene ring, CONH2 benzamide reacts with the Br2 NaOH, 4 moles of NaOH. Heated, you will get aniline. Aniline and the same byproducts are quite similar, no change. One is aliphatic amide, one is aromatic amide. Its name is benzamide, acetamide, benzamide. If you take acetamide, you will get methylamine. If you take benzamide, you will get aniline. Means we will get corresponding primary amines are obtained with 1 carbon atom less. With 1 carbon atom less than parent amide. Right. Here one question I will give you. That is, Suppose RCO Nd2, instead of H2 I am taking the deuterium Nd2. Reaction takes place same, NaOH, OH minus and Br2, same reaction takes place. Then what we are expecting, we'll expect the same. Here CO is removing, and after removing of CO, R in H2 is obtained. Here also same type we will expect, means this is CO will remove, after removing of CO, Nd2 we are expecting. But this is absolutely wrong. RCOND2 in the presence of OH minus, that is again KOH or NaOH, doesn't matter, and Br2 bromine, then we'll expect this product, but really this product is not obtained. Why this product is not obtained? Then what is actually its correct answer? That we'll understand after discussion of its mechanism. Of course, according to our NCERT book, its mechanism has not given, but like these questions will be understand only after learning the mechanism of Hofmann's bromamide degradation process. That's why now I'll explain about the mechanism of this reaction. Then only we'll understand why it is wrong. Then what is its answer? Its answer is again RNH2 only its answer. RNH2 only its answer. Why RNH2 only correct? We'll understand after seeing the mechanism. Right. Here we'll discuss now mechanism. But before mechanism, here one more point I have to tell, that is sometimes in the question or in the reaction, instead of Br to NaOH, by merging them, he may give like this also. NaOBr also he may give. That is also same. Sodium hypochromite. I'll repeat. Br to NaOH also Hofmann's bromamide degradation. Instead of Br to NaOH, he may give directly NaOBr also he may give. Okay, that's why. Then if NaOBr is there in the question, that is also Hofmann's bromamide degradation process only. Right, this you have to again remember. Okay, now we'll discuss its mechanism. Right here. Right, we'll discuss about the mechanism of this process. I'll take first of all RCO NH2. Both hydrogens will split like this. Reacts with NaOH or KOH we have taken. Now I am using only reacting species, that is OH minus. One of the OH minus I am using. We will take total 4 OH minus ions will use in this process. First I am using one OH minus ion. Now what happened now? And nitrogen and hydrogen will have electronegativity difference. So this bond is shifting on nitrogen, and hydrogen eliminates as a H plus. This H plus and OH minus both are reacted, removed as water. Therefore, what we will get then? We will get RCO N. Of course, H will write as this H. Nitrogen is getting minus charge. Nitrogen is getting minus charge. In the next step, then a bromine molecule we are using. Then bromine Br bond Br. Both are same atoms only. If both are same atoms, it is absolutely non-polar molecule. Non-polar means like here plus charge and minus charges will not develop. It is absolutely non-polar molecule. But when bromine is coming and contacted with this molecule, then some polarity is generated here. Because of polarity, one bromine is getting a plus charge, one bromine is getting a minus charge. Then whatever the plus charge bromine is there, that is coming and attacking on nitrogen. Therefore, and this bromine is eliminated, minus Br minus is eliminated from the process. Now Br is coming and connecting here. You will get R CO, then N H Br is obtained. Right. We will continue that. Same molecule right here. R CO N H Br. Now till now we have used only one alkali, one OH molecule till now we have used. Now I'll start. I'll use another OH molecule. When another OH molecule is used, one more hydrogen is there on it, because nitrogen and hydrogen will have electronegativity difference. Because of that reason, hydrogen is going and reacting with OH minus, both are reacted, water molecule is eliminated. Now we'll get a molecule like this, R CO N, nitrogen is getting minus charge, Br. Okay, water molecule has eliminated. Next step is a very important step. It is called as a rate determining step. It's a very important step. Here what happens? Rearrangement is taking place. Rearrangement takes place. How rearrangement takes place? See here carefully. Then this negative charge I am shifting here, means we got another bond. If another bond is obtained, carbon valence increases. That's why immediately alkyl group along with bond is going and attacking to nitrogen, and here Br minus is eliminated. We'll see what happens. I'll write the molecule here. Then a C double bond O like this. O double bond C. O double bond C. Here again we are getting a double bond. Double bond N, and to that N alkyl group is coming and attacking. We are getting. We'll get isocyanate is obtained. I'll repeat once again. The negative charge is shifting here. You will get a new bond. Once a new bond is obtained, the carbon valence becomes more than 4. That's why then immediately alkyl group along with its bond going and shifting, going and attacking on nitrogen. Then immediately Br minus eliminates. And this step is called as rate determining step, which is important step in this mechanism. We'll get isocyanate like this. Now that isocyanate I'll write once again here. O double bond C double bond N R. Now what happened? This compound now undergoing a hydrolysis process. Hydrolysis. Then why it is undergoing hydrolysis? Because carbon and nitrogen will have electronegativity difference. That's why then these electrons are shifted towards nitrogen. Because of that reason, this carbon is getting a partial plus charge and nitrogen is getting minus charge. Now water molecule are right here like this. H. Of course, 2 lone pairs are there. And now it is acting as a nucleophile. It is going and attacking on carbon. Therefore, the obtained molecule is like this. Double bond C. O double bond C. Now here a new bond is obtained between oxygen and carbon. New bond is forming between oxygen as well as carbon like this. And after formation of the bond, oxygen is getting plus charge because oxygen has given its electron pair. That's why oxygen is electron deficient. Now we'll get here minus charge. Nitrogen is getting minus charge, of course R. Next step. Because of positive charge on oxygen, its electronegativity is very high. That's why then either this bond or this bond is shifted. Bond pair of electrons are shifted on oxygen. That's why this H eliminated as H plus. That H plus is going and attacking on nitrogen because nitrogen is having minus charge. Therefore, in the next step we will get double bond O double bond C. Here this H eliminates and we will have only OH. Only OH is there. Now single bond NH R. In the next step, what happened? Then this bond is shifted here. After shifting the bond, now this bond is shifted here, and again nitrogen is getting minus charge. This hydrogen is going and attacking on minus charge, negative charge in nitrogen. Therefore, finally we will get C double bond O. Here also we will get C double bond O. Nothing but carbon dioxide plus RNH2 our required primary amine is obtained. This is the mechanism of Hoffman's bromamide degradation. Of course, as far as our board exam is concerned, it is not given. Okay, but why we are learning? Because if you know the mechanism, there only is some competitive questions we can able to solve. Once again, we'll see then. Amide, OH minus, one of the alkali have taken, and HOH minus water eliminated. Nitrogen is getting minus charge. In the presence of minus charge and nitrogen, bromine molecule is getting some polarity. Let's say one of the Br plus is coming and attacking here. We'll get this compound. Same compound I have written here. Next, another second alkali I have taken. Again, OH and H plus water molecule eliminates. And after that, we are getting this compound. And this compound is now undergoing a rearrangement process. That is called a rate determining step. After rearrangement, what happened? Isocyanate is obtained. Now that isocyanate is undergoing a hydrolysis process, and after that we will get this one. Again, proton shifting here. Next, this structure is obtained. Now again, what happened? This bond is shifted here. This bond shifted here. Nitrogen is getting minus charge. Because of minus charge on nitrogen, again H plus is coming. It is H plus. Now finally, RNHH. There is nothing but primary amine is obtained and carbon dioxide is forming. Here one doubt you have to get, that is how many alkalis we have used? Only 2. But in the reaction we have taken 4 NaOH, I mean 4 KOH, both, anyone we can take. I'll repeat, here till now we have used only 2 alkali molecules. In the reaction we have used 4. Then what about the remaining 2? Remaining 2 reacts with the carbon dioxide like this. Remaining 2 NaOH molecules are remaining 2 KOH molecule. Anyone can take NaOH or KOH, it doesn't matter. Reacts with the CO2 and you will get Na2CO2 CO3 as well as water is obtained, H2 of course. Na2CO3 and water molecule is releasing. That's it. This is the mechanism. Now, why we have learned the mechanism? Now we'll understand clearly. See here, if you observe this step, and these 2 steps first we'll observe. Then hydrolysis we are doing. Hydrolysis means H2O we are bringing and we are adding across the carbon. Then after that what happened? It's part of water molecule only. Now hydrogen is coming and attacking on nitrogen. This hydrogen is a part of water molecule. Next step, this hydrogen is coming and attacking on nitrogen. This hydrogen is also part of water molecule. Means whatever the amine we are getting, both hydrogens are from water molecule only. Remember, both hydrogens are belongs to water molecule only. That is very important point. Okay, na? These 2 hydrogens are belongs to water molecule. That's why we'll go back to our question. Whatever the question I have asked, that is RCOND2 ND2 and OH minus as well as Br2 something I have asked the question. And what is the answer? Answer is OH minus. If I mention blindly, we have to think that here hydrolysis only taking place. OH minus given means hydrolysis takes place, that is H2O we have to use. During the hydrolysis ND2 is not obtained. We will get RNH2 only is obtained. RNH2 only obtained. Suppose the question is like this: RCONH2. Both are important questions. RCONH2. If I given OD minus Br2, if I given OD minus, you have to treat here as D2O molecule, deuterium oxide. Instead of water, you have to treat it as deuterium oxide. That's why when you are using deuterium oxide, what happened? Now both the deuteriums are coming and substituting here. Means you will get RND2 is obtained. That's all. OH minus when we are using nothing but hydrolysis H2O, we'll get RNH2. OD minus when in the question has given means you have to think it as a deuterium oxide. Hydrolysis takes place with the deuterium oxide. That's why you get RND2. These 2 questions are important. Okay, this type of questions will be asked in competitive examinations. Okay, right. Now, according to NCERT book, we miss only these 6 process has given. Still one or two process also will discuss. Okay, that is next process number 7, courteous process. Courteous. Now, what is courteous process? We'll just see that. We'll take here a reactant RCON3. Its name is acyl azide. Acyl azide we are using. When acyl azide is heated, undergoes rearrangement. During the rearrangement, we will get RNCO. Isocyanate is obtained again. Isocyanate, alkyl isocyanate is obtained. This isocyanate is undergoing a hydrolysis process. Hydrolysis, because of hydrolysis, the bond is breaking like this. We will get RNH2 plus CO2 is obtained. Again, we are getting a primary amine. Its name is acyl azide. Okay, now after heating, undergoing a rearrangement, we will get isocyanate. During the hydrolysis, we will get corresponding amine. It is called as courteous process. Courteous process. Right. Of course, this courteous process has not given in the NCERT book. Next process. Schmidt reaction. Schmidt reaction. Schmidt reaction is the next process. That is, in this Schmidt reaction, we will take RCOOH, carboxylic acid. We will take this carboxylic acid is heated with hydrozoic acid in the presence of concentrated H2SO4. Carboxylic acid is heated with hydrozoic acid in the presence of concentrated H2SO4. We will get primary amine as well as carbon dioxide and nitrogen gas escapes. That's it. One is a courteous process, one is a Schmidt reaction. In the Schmidt reaction, carboxylic acid is heated with a hydrozoic acid in the presence of constant H2SO4. We will get a primary amine along with that carbon dioxide as well as nitrogen. Both the gases are escaping. Right. These are the preparation methods of amines. Next, we'll enter into properties. That too, first we'll discuss about physical properties of amines. After physical properties, we'll enter into chemical properties. Right. Physical properties. In physical properties, the first physical property is physical state. Number one is physical state. Actually, what is the meaning of physical state? Physical state means existing state at room temperature. See here, as far as amines, as far as aliphatic amines are concerned, generally lower membered amines, almost up to 3 carbon atoms. Lower membered amines are exist in the gaseous state. Gaseous state with a fishy odor. Fish smell will be there. I'll repeat. Lower membered amines up to 3 carbon atoms, they are exist in the gaseous state with a fishy odor. Next, 3 are more than 3 carbon atoms. 3 are more than 3 primary amines existed in the liquid state and still higher membered amines existed in the solid state. That's it. I'll repeat. Up to 3 carbon atoms amines exist in the gaseous state with the fishy smell. And 3 or more than 3 amines exist in the liquid state and still higher membered. More number of carbon atoms amines exist in the solid state. Then especially aromatic amines. Like aniline. Generally not having a color. not having color, but when they stored, when they preserved, due to atmospheric oxidation, they will get color. I repeat, generally they are not having any color, but when they are stored due to atmospheric oxidation, then they'll get a particular color. Right. This is about physical state. Then another second property we'll see, that is solubility. Solubility of amines. Very simple. Generally, lower membered amines, again, lower membered amines are soluble in water. Soluble in water. You can guess the reason. Why lower membered amines only soluble in water? Because lower membered amines will form easily hydrogen bond with the water. That's why they can solve. What about higher membered then? Higher membered amines are insoluble in water. Insoluble in water, but of course they are soluble in organic solvents. Doesn't matter. Then why higher membered amines are insoluble in water? Because higher membered amines, if you observe, carbon chain will be bulky. Bigger carbon chain will be there, and this carbon chain is hydrophobic part, water hating group. Because of a bulky alkyl group, then this type of amines are not soluble in water. Of course, they are soluble in aromatic compounds. Organic solvents. Right. Next, I will go to boiling point. Boiling point of amines. Generally, boiling point, important point is directly proportional to hydrogen bond. Boiling point is directly proportional to hydrogen bond. If more number of hydrogen bonds are present, its boiling point is obviously more. Therefore, as far as our amines are concerned, primary amine and secondary amines and tertiary amines. Three types of amines if you observe. Here we are having two hydrogens. It can form two hydrogen bonds. Then we will have only one hydrogen. It can form only one hydrogen bond. And our tertiary amine is not having any hydrogen. That's why no hydrogen bond in case of tertiary amines. That's why more hydrogen bonds, more is the boiling point. That's why when we will compare primary, secondary, tertiary amines, primary amines boiling point will be more. Then secondary amines, then tertiary amines. That's it. Because more hydrogens, more hydrogen bonds, more is the boiling point. And no hydrogens, no hydrogen bond, means boiling point is very less. Suppose, one more important point. If you compare alcohol as well as amine of same molecular mass, I'll repeat, alcohol, amine of same molecular mass compounds boiling point, if you observe, which compound boiling point will be more, whether alcohol or amine? Generally, boiling point will depends on molecular mass. More molecular mass, more is the boiling point. But here condition have given, that is both are having the same molecular mass. In this case, you have to remember that is alcohol boiling point will be definitely more than amines. Why alcohol boiling point is more compared with amines? Means your oxygen is more electronegativity than nitrogen. Because of more electronegativity of oxygen, its hydrogen bond formation tendency will be more compared with the nitrogen. That's it. Because of high electronegativity of oxygen, its hydrogen bond formation tendency will be more. Because of more hydrogen bond tendency, its boiling point is more. Means alcohols are more. Alcohols are having more boiling point than amines. Right. These are the physical properties of amines. Next class will continue with the chemical properties of amines. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.